Good morning, everyone. I'm Noah Ryder, SVP of Customer Success here at Rave. Thanks so much for joining today's user group. Before we jump into the various discussions and breakout sessions, I'd like to share with you a little bit about what to expect, how to get the most out of the sessions, and some recent developments at Rave. First, I think it's worth sharing Rave's vision, which is the following. We believe everyone has the right to be safe where they live, work, study, and play. Technology can help you do all you can to make this a reality. To that end, Rave supports K-12 schools and 911 and public safety agencies serving them through solutions that strengthen your ability to provide for the safety of your students, staff, and visitors, as well as enhance communications and operational efficiency. In addition to providing these solutions, we also believe that we have a responsibility to host forums such as this one to bring folks together, allowing you to develop new relationships or strengthen existing ones. Rave also supports a broad spectrum of organizations outside of primary and secondary education, healthcare, higher education, private industry, and public safety, putting you in a unique position to collaborate across your geographic region through Rave's platform. Although the goal of today's session is to provide a forum for our K-12 partners, I did at least want to call your attention to how Rave engages with others in your area and ask you to keep an eye out for invites for future user groups where all of our customers in a given region are included. Back to today's session. We're happy to take the discussion in any number of directions, but the themes of collaboration and doing all you can today will provide us with a strong foundation. 2020 was no doubt a challenging year for all of you, and 2021 has largely been the same. Schools have been operating in a virtual or hybrid environment or model for the better part of a year, and although things are looking brighter, we're still in the midst of responding to the coronavirus pandemic. As if that weren't enough, you all are charged with ensuring continuity of operations and the safety of your communities for other types of events and emergencies that you typically prepare for. Those could be severe weather incidents, other natural and man-made disasters, medical emergencies on campus, and other threats to the safety of your school communities. This past year has also been busy for us at Rave. In addition to supporting all of our customers in tackling the unique challenges that you've been faced with, we've also developed a couple of new solutions that I'm excited to share more with you about. You'll hear more today about Rave Collaborate, our tactical incident collaboration solution, which allows you to develop workflows for anticipated events and other internal processes to keep you and your teams on task. The first version of it, which we launched at the end of last year, integrates seamlessly with Rave Alert, and we're working closely with many of you and your peers to further enhance its capabilities. It also has tie-ins to Panic Button, or will in the near future. Similarly, we launched Rave Notifier, our integrated desktop alerting solution. This provides additional functionality that we know is important to many of our customers, so we're really excited to finally be able to offer it. Finally, I'd like to take a few moments to share with you how the customer success team and really all teams across the company at Rave approach our responsibility to you. We are your advocates, and we'll do all we can to empower you to keep your communities safe through our solutions. So, as we spend the next little bit of time together, please speak up. Tell us how we can improve. Share your challenges with us and with one another, as well as any best practices you've implemented. Help us identify additional opportunities to further support you. And at the end of the day, take a step back and remember how big of an impact you are having, despite everything that's been thrown at you this past year. All of us at Rave truly appreciate all that you do, and we're honored to be your partner. I look forward to our time together today. With that, I'll turn it over to Alex.
Thank you, Noah. My name is Alex McNeil, and I am the Customer Success Manager for the Southeast here at Rave. I too would also like to start by expressing our appreciation and thanks for what you all do on a daily basis and for your time here today. We understand that you folks have a lot on your plate and have had a lot on your plate throughout the year, which has been incredibly challenging to say the least. And it's still really a challenging time for us as a nation, but it appears like we're on a path to returning to some sort of normalcy shortly. But talking about today, we put together a great user group for you all. I'm excited that so many of you are able to be here today. The idea behind these user groups, if this is your first time, is really to provide an update on what we at Rave are doing on the solution side, but also allow you all the opportunity to share your experiences and really learn from one another. So with that said, I'll quickly go over the agenda. I'll highlight today's speakers and the breakout sessions. But again, we really want you all to get the most out of the sessions, engage, participate. Really, this is an opportunity to not only ask us Ravers questions, but probably more importantly, to ask questions from your peers from neighboring states or across the country. So you can do so by using the chat feature during any of the presentations and by taking advantage of the time that we've allotted in the breakout rooms. So to start, our first session is going to be a conversation between my colleague, Joe Braun, and Beverly Miller of Greenville City Schools in Tennessee. Beverly has been with the district for, I think, about 26 years and is currently serving as both the CTO and Assistant Director of Schools for Administration. Today, she'll be sharing her experiences with both Swift K-12 and the Rave Panic Button solution. So it's sure to be an interesting and informative session, and I'd like to thank Beverly again for her participation today. After that, we're going to have two product sessions covering both Swift K-12 and the Rave Panic Button. We have a lot of folks here today using both solutions, and even if you're not, there's still going to be great content in both sessions that I'm sure you're going to find valuable. So to start, we're going to hear from our Senior Account Executive, Nick Tavallone, who will be covering the Swift K-12 and PDF Builder functionalities, and then we'll transition over to our Senior Director of Solutions Architecture, Bill Homer, who will share information on Panic Button, run through a scenario using Rave Command View, and highlight some of the new features we have in drill management, status checks, and touch upon Collaborate as well. Both Nick and Bill possess a wealth of information and knowledge on their respective topics, so please ask questions throughout their presentations. In the session, use the chat. Feel free to chime in with helpful tips and tricks of your own as well, certainly helping out others. After that, we're going to open up the breakout rooms. Again, we don't want this to just be Rave presenting and talking to you. We want to provide you all with the opportunity to discuss with one another. Really have conversations around best practices, how you folks have used our solutions in the past, lessons learned from the past year or so. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be focused on Rave solutions either. This is really just an open forum for you all to talk about what's relevant, share your experiences, and share things that could help others out. You know, what's working well for you? What challenges do you have now that you didn't have 6 months ago? Just some things to think about. We're going to have some ravers in the room to help kick the discussion off, but then we're really happy to just sit in the background and listen to you all. So in the breakout rooms, we encourage you all to use the chat feature. Let us know where you're from, maybe which solutions you're using. If you've been at a user group before, you know you get bonus points if you have your camera turned on, which might just help with the prizes that I'm going to announce at the end. So after that session wraps up, we'll have 30 minutes to all come back together for some closing remarks. I'll quickly mention our Rave online community, or the Rock as we call it, which is a great place to connect, ask questions, share insights, really have all the information that you're having today without having to wait for a user group. I'll touch upon the Rave Summit. And then finally, really as a thank you to you all today, I'll be announcing the raffle prizes and giveaways. So you'll want to stick around for those. So that's what we have on tap for you all today. I think I speak for Rave again in expressing our thanks and appreciation for not only partnering with Rave, but really for what you all do on a daily basis to help protect your communities and schools. So you all have important and difficult jobs, made even more difficult over the past year with COVID. And we want you to know that you have partners here at Rave that are here to assist in any way that we can, really to help make your roles a bit easier. So with all that said, let's jump into our first presentation. To navigate from session to session, you'll exit out of this screen, go back to the main homepage, the agenda page there, where you'll be able to jump into the next available session. And if you are lucky enough to hop in early, you'll hear some pretty sweet jazz music too while we wait for everybody else to join. So with that, we can exit out of here. I believe Joe and Beverly are there waiting to take us through their session now. So closing remarks, I'll just ask, be active in the chat, and I'll see you over there. Thanks, everybody.